Okay, so I keep thinking that I'm not going to have any more giant sequoia videos, but I haven't really studied too much on this one to find out. I know the ecology of this plant occurs in low depressions where there's meadows and moisture and streams, very slow moving streams, gradual gradients, you can see, no steep terrain. In fact, this is about as steep as I've ever seen a giant sequoia live on. And you can see there's one up there as well. But in any case, the biggest ones are down right on the water courses. The thing that's disturbing though, I'm up here at 100 giants east of Porterville, bottom of the Central Valley, in the mountains, the bottom of the Sierra. And I have a couple other videos on these trees. But what's disturbing is that you walk through the whole entire forest and you don't see any babies at all, zero. You just see, these sporadically placed 1,000-year-old giants, which is great, except what about 1,000 years from now when, people want to see these trees? And then I started thinking, well, what's missing? Well, what's missing is fire. And I was thinking, I wonder, a lot of these, some pines will germinate no matter what. Others, some plants need fire to germinate. And so I started having that hypothesis as I'm walking through the forest. And sure enough, there's this area I looked up on the hill, and lo and behold, what do I see? I see a forest, just a literal forest of babies coming up everywhere. And it's just gorgeous. Look at the color. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trees in here. And like I said, I didn't see any down below in the park. So I climbed up here to see what's going on. And my hypothesis is absolutely correct, because as you can see, what's going on is this area burned, and it burned hard. You have a big parent tree here. You have a parent tree over there, another parent tree here. And you can see it got so hot it even charred the bark. And this is a fairly recent fire right here. So I'm not sure how they contained this fire just to this one spot, but somehow they did. But the result was that you have this massive nursery of baby sequoias through here. And so it's a great thing to see, except for the fact that the prognosis for this plant going forward with our somewhat recent advent of fire suppression in the mountains is disturbing, because we've been suppressing fire for pretty heavily for like 100 years, and a little bit for 50 years before that. But so these trees, we're having this experiment going on where now you have all this competition of all these little trees coming up that don't need fire to sprout, and they're crowding out all of the babies that sprout. And like I said, I think the Sequoia dendron is absolutely requiring of fire to germinate those seeds and get them hot enough to pop. And so we suppress that fire, and we're basically going to make the giant sequoia go extinct. So that's a dilemma. Let it burn and get more, or don't let it burn and get none and let them die out. And we have a very limited distribution of these trees left. So I don't know how we're going to mitigate that. We'll have to just sprout them, burn the seeds, sprout them, put them in nursery pots, and then go plant them in the forest. Or we have to let it burn. So the burn is a really good thing. You can see how charred this ground got, and the result, lots and lots and lots of beautiful baby Sequoia dendrons. So there you go. Next time you hear about a forest fire, even if it's going after these big old trees and you're like, oh no, they're burning, well, it's a good thing, because then you're going to get regeneration. And there you go.